indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. And those of you who would feel if you still would like to stand, we'll do a short prayer to open the meeting. Commissioner Marks, you go with that.
Well, Father, we simply ask you to bless these proceedings today and let our actions glorify you. In your name we pray. Amen.
All right, if everyone would please remain standing. We lost a fellow commissioner recently, and we just want to observe this with a moment of silence for him as well. If everyone would join me in a moment of silence. All right, thank you. At this time, we'll move into our meeting. The clerk could please call the roll and see if commissioners are present.
Commissioner Webster. Here. Commissioner Holzhausen.
Here.
Commissioner McMaster.
Here.
Commissioner Garber. Here. Commissioner Marks.
Here.
Commissioner Plowman.
Here.
Chairman Root.
Here. All right, everyone is present. At this time, we'll move into our presentations of our agenda, and I'll have the sheriff take over from here. Sheriff Goodall, thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Rupp. Good evening and welcome. I'm Sheriff Brian Begole, and we are here tonight to honor members of our department for their service. We will be giving several awards tonight. The first one will be the Medal of Valor. The Medal of Valor is awarded only in exceptional cases where members risk his or her life in the performing a hazardous duty of an extraordinary nature that is above and beyond the call of duty. The second awards tonight will be Meritorious Service Awards. A citation of Meritorious Service is awarded for services rendered in the line of duty where a member, because of his or her immediate actions or diligence and perseverance, performs a difficult task in which a crime is prevented, life protected, or criminals apprehended. I'm going to read to you a summary of the events that occurred on January 22nd, for which we honor these members today. On January 22nd, 2019, at 2:15 a.m., Jeffrey Koenig, a Saginaw Township police officer, started to perform a seemingly routine traffic stop for a vehicle driving without headlights. What Officer Koenig did not know was that the driver, Joshua Rosebush, was a wanted felon and that the vehicle he was driving was stolen. As Officer Koenig approached the vehicle, Rosebush suddenly drew a handgun and immediately muttered the words "night-night" as he proceeded to shoot Officer Koenig in the face and shoulder. Although wounded and barely able to talk, Officer Koenig displayed an incredible will to survive as he returned fire, effectively communicated over the radio Rosebush's physical description, the vehicle he fled in, and the last known direction of his travel. After shooting Officer Koenig and fleeing the scene, Rosebush abandoned the stolen vehicle, sparking off a manhunt that spanned several counties. Throughout the morning, numerous law enforcement agencies remained committed to finding Rosebush by following up on leads, conducting interviews, and performing searches. In Shiawassee County, Dispatch Supervisor Kristen Drake, Dispatcher Kelsey Curtis turned their ears to the surrounding county's radio traffic and carefully monitored what was being said so as that any pertinent information could be passed on to the police agencies here in Shiawassee County. As part of that continued effort, Detective Lieutenant Scott Shank of the Shiawassee County Sheriff's Office took the initiative to mobilize several uniformed deputies and himself to the east side of the county where they could monitor all corridors leading into Shiawassee County. While also monitoring Genesee County Central Dispatch frequency, Lieutenant Shank overheard radio traffic that a white van had been stolen from a gas station on Bristol Road near I-475. Believing that Rosebush could be involved in that theft, Lieutenant Shank began patrolling I-69 in his unmarked car, hoping to locate that stolen van. While eastbound on I-69 near the Durand exit, Lieutenant Shank spotted what he thought may be the stolen van driving westbound on the expressway. After turning around and catching up to the van, Lieutenant Shank calmly pulled up alongside of it and was able to determine that the driver's description matched the description given for Rosebush. Feeling it was best to wait for backup cars to move into the area, Lieutenant Shank slowly backed off and began to follow the van from afar. As this event was transpiring, Lieutenant Shank communicated updates and information to Dispatch Supervisor Kristen Drake, Dispatcher Kelsey Curtis, and 911 Director Lieutenant Angela Norling, who had now stepped up into the dispatch center to assist. These three dispatchers then coordinated the response of many backup units that were en route, all while remaining calm and professional to ensure their quick arrival. As Lieutenant Shank continued to follow the van, he watched it abruptly exit the highway, run a stop sign at the end of the exit ramp, then take off southbound on Woodbury Road. After running another stop sign at the intersection of Lansing Road, Rosebush drove a short distance further before pulling into a residential driveway and stopping near the road. As Lieutenant Shank approached in his unmarked cars, his years of experience told him that Rosebush was waiting to ambush him, prompting him to stop his unmarked car in the roadway where he could observe the van until his backup units arrived. Rosebush later had told state police detectives that he planned on killing Lieutenant Shank if he would have approached. After several minutes and growing impatient, Rosebush attempted to back the stolen van out of the driveway, but inadvertently backed into the ditch on the other side of the road. With the van now stuck and in the ditch, partially blocking the road to approaching traffic, Lieutenant Shank knew he had to act quickly for fear that one of the approaching drivers may become a victim to a carjacking or hostage situation. At gunpoint, Lieutenant Shank ordered Rosebush, who was sitting behind the wheel, to place his hands on top of his head. At first, Rosebush complied with the commands, but when one of the approaching vehicles failed to heed Lieutenant Shank's warning and continued toward them, Rosebush used the opportunity to quickly exit the van. Rosebush then attempted to kill Lieutenant Shank by jumping out from behind the van, at the same time pointing a handgun at him. At this moment, Lieutenant Shank fired his handgun, striking Rosebush in the face and shoulder, and causing him to drop his weapon. Lieutenant Shank then held Rosebush off at gunpoint as he charged toward him. Moments later, and with the assistance of Police Chief Kyle Boggs and other responding police agencies, Rosebush was taken into custody, likely saving others from injury and death. Detective Lieutenant Scott Shank. On that afternoon of January 22nd, 2019, you acted quickly, boldly, with valor and great bravery. In an extremely stressful situation, you placed yourself in imminent danger, and you risked your own life to protect others from harm and capture an armed felon. As the Sheriff of Shiawassee County, it is my true honor to bestow upon you this Medal of Valor. That Medal of Valor has not been given to anybody in my career thus far, so we are all proud of him tonight, as we are our dispatchers. This is our Meritorious Service Award. I'll first present it to Lieutenant Angela Norling. On January 22nd, 2019, you assisted Lieutenant Scott Shank with the apprehension of Joshua Rosebush. On this day, you showed your professionalism, a calm demeanor, and a genuine concern for all involved. Our department is honored to have you as an employee. This award is also for a Meritorious Service Award. Dispatch Supervisor Kristen Drake. On January 22nd, 2019, you assisted Lieutenant Scott Shank with the apprehension of Joshua Rosebush. On this day, you showed your professionalism, a calm demeanor, and a genuine concern for all involved. Our department is honored to have you as an employee. This is also a Meritorious Service Award for Dispatcher Kelsey Curtis. On January 22nd, 2019, you assisted Lieutenant Scott Shank in the apprehension of Joshua Rosebush. On this day, you showed your professionalism, calm demeanor, and general concern for all involved. Our department is honored to have you as an employee. Thank you very much to all of you. I think I speak on behalf of the citizens of Shiawassee County, Saginaw County, Genesee County, that we're also proud of you, that you guys were able to assist in the capture of such a dangerous citizen or subject that could have resulted in many others hurt or killed. Thank you very much. I will now turn this over to Chairman Root, who is going to present a proclamation on behalf of Shiawassee County.
Thank you, Sheriff. All right, on behalf of Shiawassee County and all of our board members here, we'd like to present a proclamation to Detective Lieutenant Scott Shank. Whereas Shiawassee County Sheriff's Office Detective Lieutenant Scott Shank has served faithfully as a highly respected public servant and deputy sheriff since 1995. And whereas on the morning of January 22nd, 2019, Lieutenant Shank responded immediately to reports of the shooting of a law enforcement officer in Saginaw County and the subsequent fight of an armed suspect in succession of stolen vehicles across Saginaw and Genesee counties. And whereas Lieutenant Shank quickly initiated communications with other law enforcement agencies in neighboring counties to calculate the suspect's potential route of escape, and then posted himself and other deputies on main traffic corridors in eastern Shiawassee County. And whereas Lieutenant Shank was shortly thereafter able to identify the suspect's vehicle on westbound Interstate 69 and follow it until the suspect exited the freeway at Woodbury Road in Woodhull Township. And whereas when the suspect's vehicle slid into the ditch on the side of the roadway and the suspect armed with a handgun came out of the vehicle and confronted him, Lieutenant Shank was able to fire upon and subdue the suspect without regard to his own safety. And whereas Lieutenant Shank put the public's interest and personal duty above imminent risk to his own life and safety to locate, identify, confront, and apprehend the armed and violent criminal, now therefore be it proclaimed that on behalf of all citizens of the county, the Shiawassee County Board of Commissioners hereby express its deep gratitude to Detective Lieutenant Scott Shank for his initiative, valor, and dedication in the performance of his duty, and hereby congratulate him on his award of the Medal of Valor from Shiawassee County Sheriff Brian DeVole. Time, that concludes our awards, but we will have a 10-minute recess of the Board of Commissioners meeting. We do have punch, cookies, for everybody to kind of talk. If there's pictures that need to be taken, we'll take a 10-minute recess. Thank you, everyone.
Can I get a picture of each one of you?
regular scheduled board meeting.
You gotta have a cookie to work.
Once again, thank everyone that came tonight. We will continue on. We will move to the approval of the minutes. We have minutes from the March 19th Board of Commissioners meeting.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
All right, we have a motion on the table. Support. And we have a support. Do we have any discussion on the minutes? Any corrections? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. We'll also have a motion that asks for a motion to approve the special Board of Commissioners meeting minutes from April 4th, 2019.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion, Commissioner Garber. Second. A second on that motion. Discussion on these minutes? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. This time we will move on into approval of the bills. Commissioner Plowman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move to approve the invoice edit reports as dated 3/15, 2019, 3/21, 3/22, 3/27, 3/28, 4/4, 4/4, 4/11, 4/11 of 2019. These totals total $4,191,697.83, and wire transfers dated 4/1/2019, 4/11, and 4/1/2019. That'll make the grand total of $4,618,872.15, both for batches and wire transfers, and to authorize the warrants be drawn from the treasury for same.
We have a motion on the table to pay the bills.
I will second.
We have support from Commissioner Garber. Any discussion on the bills? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
Commissioner McMaster,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Marks,
Yes.
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
Commissioner Webster,
Yes.
Chairman Root.
Yes. Motion passes. All right, at this point, we'll move to the first opportunity for the public to address the board with the reminder that it is a 3-minute time limit to speak. First up is Fred Blair, VFW.
I'd like to introduce our 2019 post Poppy Queen, Caitlin Ballinger.
What was your last name?
Bellinger. Hi, I'm Caitlin Bellinger. I'm from the town of VFW. I'd like to ask for a donation to school.
Thank you for
He's right. Oh, okay. You're asking for donation. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very nice.
Our poppy sales will be May the 9th, 10th, and 11th. We'll be around town here someplace.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Caitlin, you will take my money though, right? I really do.
Here you go. Here, I got some.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Have a good day.
We gotta get back to work hard.
That's okay.
Thanks, everyone.
Next on the agenda to talk would be Brian True.
Brian True, 635 Bridgeview. Yeah, I'm just speaking today in regards to, in support of Resolution 19-0404, which calls for the appointment of a temporary committee to support, as a county committee, basically to represent the county in the 2020 census coming up. It's extremely important that a small community like this have that information and that we get as true account as possible, because so much of the following 10 years depends on that. yesterday I think there was a comment regarding unfunded mandate. I did go through the bill. I don't see any appropriations, so I'm not sure if that really applies here. But what is important is that we get the count, because, that's how we get our, that it was put into the Constitution to do the census so that we receive proper representation in Congress, as well as they would know who we are, so that they can do appropriations to the different municipalities and things like that. A lot of our funds that come from the federal government depend on what that count is for our roads, schools, hospitals, ag programs, things like that. And so, and it's not only that. I think the thing that's often overlooked is this county works hard to bring new businesses in here. And I work with businesses every day that are looking at new locations. The first thing they're all asking for is, what are the demographics? And those demographics are drawn from the census that they do every year. And then, we draw a lot of our information from that. So if you're going to build a factory, you're going to look at the demographics. So we want those demographics to be as high, because you want people to understand that there are workers here. If you want someone to open up a store, they're going to look at the demographics. And those demographics tell them that there'll be people to buy their products in their store. And if you want people to build houses, they're going to look at demographics, because the demographics tell them what kind of house to build, and the people will build those houses. So I hope that you will consider having the committee represent us, so that when the census takers come and show up in 2020, that we will be properly represented, make sure that we get a full count during the census. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else at this time? No more slips in front of me?
It just didn't get passed down. I'm here to address the council here in regards to this property just north of here on Shiawassee State Road. As some of you are familiar, we've been on a quest to try to locate a place to position some tiny homes for veterans. It'd be practically the only thing in this region of the state that would have homeless accommodations for veterans. Myself and Gary cleared the land, no cost to the county. And for you just to snub your nose at the idea, it's not right. We put in over 500 signatures a couple years ago in requests for a thorough investigation on the Veterans Committee, and we didn't get much of an answer there either. Over $4 million comes up missing, which is supposed to help the veterans. No answers. If you'd rather push a $35 million jail, that's your prerogative. But when you do nothing to help veterans that have fought for our freedom, that shows very shameful on yourselves. I reserve time for later.
Mr. Chair, have we received any kind of a formal proposal or anything on this? Okay, thank you.
No, there's been no proposal.
Anything
There's
submitted
been
to like planning
there's been
or
nothing
zoning
that's
or
come
anything?
from our Veterans Office as far as the helping of homeless veterans, the need for homeless veteran help. I mean, I would understand if we had an overwhelming need and our Veteran Office was reaching out to us, coming down here month after month saying, guys, we're helping homeless veterans every day, every week, and we're strapped. We can't do it with what we have. We're not getting that right now. I mean, I think we're working with our Veterans Office very well. I was actually going to have some of the members of the Veterans Office and their board come down today, because they said this board and the county's been very pro-veteran. We've really helped the veterans out over the past years. So, I mean, I know that we want this land, but this has to go through Corona zoning. We don't control the zoning in Corona. So I mean, I would refer Mr. Shepherd and Mr. Schneider to Joe Sawyer and to City of Corunna's planning, because they're the ones that are gonna deal with it, they're the ones that are gonna zone for it, they're the ones that'll ultimately be the say. It's not gonna be this board that can say, yes, you can put veteran tiny homes up on our property, or no, you cannot, because we don't have the say. The say belongs to the City of Corunna, they're the local jurisdiction, and we abide by their building and zoning. So that would be, I believe, the next step for Mr. Schneider and Mr. Shepherd would be to seek out the City of Corunna and work with them to develop a site plan, to develop and see if this is even something that's feasible. You know, I don't know that it's our position one way to say yes or no on this. But I know we hear about it every couple of weeks. With that, we'll move into committee reports. Commissioner Webster.
So my committees are Valley Area Aging, City on Aging. I was on vacation this past month and didn't get to that one or to the school meeting. I would let everyone know that Shiawassee Drug Court is celebrating its 3rd birthday next Wednesday. During drug court, so that would be at about 3:45 p.m. If you want to come up and participate in that, it's open to the public up on the 3rd floor of Circuit Court. And it would be just a great thing for as many of you as can be there to celebrate that birthday.
Thank you. Mr. McMaster.
Okay, so although I've not been to any of these committee meetings officially as a commissioner, but I have served, or I am serving on most of these, or was as a citizen. The first one is the Shiawassee Water Trail Coalition. I just went up to Saginaw County, their Parks and Rec, their county is joining, so now it's going to be Saginaw, Shiawassee, Livingston, and Genesee County that are, Oakland County, not Livingston County. They're going to be part of the Water Trail Coalition. Obviously, there's a lot going on. The GLS Planning Commission I sit on just approved a grant money that our Shiawassee Water Trail and 4 other water trails, kind of in our area and then to the east and the south, are all going to be photographed, a 360 photograph. It's going to be available for the public. Midwest Trail Authority, Commissioner Garber and I sit on that. Nothing of new other than the trail that is in our county, the Clinton, Naomi, and Shiawassee Trail that goes from Owasso all the way over to Lions Muir. We were told by a previous commissioner that served the last term that it was failing in a couple places. That's incorrect. It's failing in the entire trail is failing. Wrong kind of limestone was used to lay down. So we're looking at solutions to fix that up. GLS Planning Commission, I went to that meeting the other night. The water trail was a big thing. I went through some locally here, some other grants that have been applied for, City of Owasso, for a larger sewer treatment storage facility. 911 board, still working on the HERS situation. Health board, building's open, everyone's moved in there. Larry's giving tours to anybody that wants to be over there. Then the GST, the Michigan Works, I've not been to that yet. I will be going to that. I've not been since I was a commissioner last year. That's where we are with committees I sit on.
They didn't meet this month, they meet next month.
Right. Yeah, you and I are gonna
Yeah.
be on there together, so.
All right, thank you, Commissioner McMaster.
Thank
Commissioner
you.
Marks, do you have anything?
The only thing I really have comes from the Public Health Board. Unfortunately, had a long and kind of somber talk about the spread of measles here in Michigan. They simply stressed and spread the word that if you get vaccinated, you need to get vaccinated, especially if you haven't. Because this is spreading and it's probably going to boom. It hasn't reached Shiawassee County yet. It's still kind of concentrated right now down the southeastern portion of the state, but it'll eventually make its way here. It's going to. And those of us that think about, I have a 1-year-old son who was just up for his measles, mumps was sick, they kicked the can on him down a couple more months. Kind of made me nervous because I didn't want to do that. But they said, you always think of the babies and the kids, 1 and under, but you should also think about individuals who are 70, 80 and older who hadn't had those kind of vaccinations. You are still susceptible, or, and I believe you may be able to correct me if I'm not wrong, they said that these things can expire. If you did have the shot, it can wear off over time and you can still be susceptible to getting the measles. It's a nasty disease, very communicable disease, one of the most easy to contract. So we ought to be worried about that at this level. And anything that the public health department can do, when the time will come, it'll be here. And it'll be a sad time. So beware, get your vaccinations. That's all I have.
Thank you, Commissioner Marks. Commissioner Garber?
One thing that I would like to point out is that since becoming a commissioner, I have attended every monthly meeting of the Veterans Committee. I also attended their Christmas party in December. I am very impressed with the staff that we have upstairs. Our director is very knowledgeable. Each and every month, they put forward excellent discussions, outlining the people that are coming into their office, the programs that are available, and I would say that this board can rest assured that we are doing everything to support our veterans. So, yeah.
Thank you. Commissioner Olshausen?
Yeah, I just had a tour of the Larry's building and the public defenders and the youth center down there, and I think everybody's happy. They got lots of room. They moved a lot of the storage over there. They got a lot of storage where the public defenders is, and then district court's got to move all their storage over there, and they have a lot of new racks. Also I'm on the 911 board, and I haven't heard if they finished their audit. There was audit in murders, and I haven't heard from that. Also I'm on the health and wellness board, and we have a couple of people that's meeting. I'm on the nominating committee, and that meets Monday at 5:30. So, and then I didn't make it to the Shiawassee Council on Aging meeting, but also Monday I'm on the Shiawassee Economic Partnership, and that meets Monday at noon, so I'm going to attend that. And also Monday I go to township meetings Monday night, so I'll be busy.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner Olshausen. Commissioner Plowman?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As GST at Genesee Shiawassee, some area did not meet. Last week, Parks and Recreation, we met out at Seymour Road at the bridge, the closed bridge, which is an old iron bridge that we're considering about maybe supporting to save it and make it into a bike trail for bikers and things like that. And we'll have a proposal for the Board of Commissioners, I believe, by our next meeting. And that'll come through the Parks and Recs Board, and we'll discuss it more at that time. Also, too, I attended the Shiawassee Road Commission. Some interesting things. This year, in 2019, we have ungated or unlighted railroad crossings are going to go from stop to yield. There's approximately 119 of those crossings in Shiawassee County. It's up to the county to do. It's unfunded mandate. We have the ability to say some of those should not be yield and stay a stop sign. Kind of interesting. Also, $108,000 was in labor, equipment, and overhead was expended for the tornado, which we read in the paper. Also, money-wise, in 2019, we received initially $8.1 million for roads, which was a big increase, and actually ended up being $8.6 million. There was an appropriation towards the end of the year last year. An increase, as amended, for 2020, the Shiawassee County will receive $9.4 million in road money. And in 2021, they'll receive $9.8 million. Also, there was a FOIA request for all the information of what the board had been doing back to 1990. And that money, and they will find it here again, I know it's here somewhere. The FOIA request, the actual cost was $5,450.66 that cost them to compile all that information back to 1990. And because of the rules and regs of what you can charge for, they were paid $1,483.58. And of course, that would come out of their office expense, the balance. Also, after the meeting at the Road Commission, I went on to the I-69 region. Things are really hopping across region, the I-69 corridor. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of business coming in, and then one of the main problems is finding enough workers to fill the slots. So that's been just a lot of activity, which is really good for the state of Michigan and certainly for Shiawassee County and our communities. Mr. Chairman, I think I covered everything.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Plowman. All right, this time we'll move into our committee of the whole report. Commissioner Marks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At this time, I would move to, in light of the extraordinary amounts of time and service required, the emergency manager during the recent tornado disaster in Shiawassee County, that we approve 70 hours of straight time pay and 56 hours of overtime pay for the 2-week pay period between March 16th and March 29th of 2019.
We have a motion on the table.
I would second that.
We have a second. Discussion on the motion.
I would amplify for the record that he would already have been paid 48 hours of straight time pay. So the amount here, even though it says 70 and so forth, it would actually be 22 hours of straight time pay and 56 hours of overtime.
Commissioner Holzhauer.
I know other departments, they're giving comp time, so I thought maybe that would be a good savings to the county, so we could just give him comp time, so. That's my position. Other departments did that, Larry's department, several departments are doing that, so.
I didn't get either. I didn't get pay or comp time, so. It is what it is.
Anything else on this? We'll do a roll call on this.
Commissioner McMaster,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Marks,
Yes.
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
Commissioner Webster,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
No.
Chairman Root.
Yes. Motion passes.
And now I'll move to approve the minutes of the April 10th, 2019 Committee of the Whole meeting.
Support.
Motion and support on the minutes. Any discussion on the minutes? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Motion passes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Marks. Move to Economic and Physical Development, Commissioner McMaster.
Mr. Chairman, item A, I move to accept and place on file the Shiawassee County Register of Deeds 2018 Annual Report.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Commissioner Plowman. Any discussion on this? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes.
Item B, move to appoint Sean Sepik as the Planning Commission representing government to fill a vacancy effective immediately and expiring on December 31st, 2021, or until the successor is appointed, and authorize the coordinator or board chair to execute all necessary documents.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Discussion on the appointment. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes.
Item C, move to adopt resolution number 19-04-04 to form a 2020 Census Complete Count Committee as a temporary special committee of the board and appoint a committee chairperson.
Support?
We have a motion and support on the resolution. Any discussion? Commissioner Holzhausen.
Well, my education on this, looking after it, Marlene wants to do this. According to all the people on Facebook, we didn't do our job electing the right person there and didn't go along with Marlene. So my theory is just let Marlene, she can take it over and hire all the people she wants and get them on there just like what she wants to do. And she's got a lot of volunteers and we don't have to take it over. So that's my position. So.
I mean, my intent in submitting this was that I would be happy to be the chairperson to lead it, but I want to be able to have oversight from the county commissioners, because that is what the suggestion is the highest elected officials in each community lead this project. So that would mean that you would be able to approve I'm not sure that if Marlene Webster as an individual leads this, that census.gov is gonna work with me. I mean, it has to come from a governmental body, I do believe. Mark, can you speak to that? Mark Rankin is here from MSU Extension and works with MAC quite a bit on these educational issues, and he was telling me he's working with some other communities on this census issue. Maybe he can speak to that. I don't know, but.
Is it okay if I speak? I know that in Midland County and Bay County, they are forming similar type coalitions to help with the census. It benefits the county. It also benefits nonprofits, and I know a lot of the nonprofits are joining this type of an effort to make sure you get the counts. The higher your counts are, the better it is not only for your county, but also for nonprofits. So a lot of nonprofit organizations in Midland are forming together to be a part of this effort. And same in Bay County, they had a meeting talking about getting the same type of coalition together to get the best counts that you can for the benefit not only of your county, but also for the nonprofits and more importantly, the residents of the county. So I know there's similar type efforts going on in other counties.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, you asked me to check with the Association of Counties, and I did do that. They don't know of any counties that are forming it. There's certainly, like he suggested, there's groups inside the county, cities and municipalities, but so far they don't have record of any counties doing it. However, they did cover it. Obviously, as I stated before, it is a worthy cause. And not even just for the count. I think most people in Shiawassee County will be counted. But it also is used to encourage people, because many do not, and that is to encourage people to answer the other questions, the demographic questions on the proposal. But that said, again, he said they don't have any record of individual counties doing it. And one other thing, if you were appointed by the chairman, you would be able to, you wouldn't have any problem with that. It's just that it just says the chairman must appoint the.
Right, the chairman has to appoint someone.
Yes.
I can't just do it independently of the spot.
Correct. But in examining all the materials and stuff, this is not a cost-free situation. This committee would need a budget. There's a number of things, if you go through what it is they do, it is a kind of a big thing they do, and there is, when it describes their activities, there's a cost to this, and there would have to be a budget. And like I said, other counties are not. At least right now, they may do it later, but units within the counties are. So that's.
So would the money have to be appropriated from the county, or could other municipalities participating help create that budget?
To the extent others formed it, or if they formed an intergovernmental one, so to speak, yeah, they would probably find a way to amalgamate their.
So there's nothing in this resolution requesting any dollars?
No.
Right.
But if you're going to have the way the committee's formed, if you look at it and you see it, you will realize there will have to be. There's cost to it.
Yep.
It's not insignificant.
Commissioner Holzhausen, go ahead.
Yeah, we already borrowed $1,555,000 from the delinquent tax fund, and we're money strapped. Last time we voted, just a few weeks ago, we got a blast in the paper that all the 5 of us that voted didn't know what was voting for. So I don't know why we should take on something that we don't even know anything about. So I'm going to say no on it. Let Marlene do it. She can have it, and are your own people. That way we don't get involved. So we got a lot of volunteers just lined up. So
thank you.
Chairman, I can shoot an email out to the clerks as a whole. I know there's a conference next week. I won't be attending, but I can see if anyone else is hearing of this. There hasn't been a discussion of anything, but they have a mass email I can ask to see if the other commissioners, anyone else is hearing of it, what they're doing.
Yeah, that'd be appreciated. Thank you. So is there any way now? Are we doing this in lieu of the federal government doing this, or are we doing it and then they are doing it too, and then we're comparing notes?
So they'll send census workers here to do counts, but the federal government doesn't care if they count every person in Shiawassee County or not. They would assume count as few people as possible, because then they have to disperse less money to us. So it can only be a gain to us to count. And I understand the concern about finances. I have no intention of asking for money to be appropriated from the county budget for this. I think as we begin to build this committee, some of the entities that would be involved, like the chambers of commerce or those may be interested in putting money in to help pay for the things. How much we spend is up to us depending on, you know, if we get big billboards all over the county, that's our choice. We choose how much we want to spend. So there's no built-in cost that you have to pay. So I'm not intending to ask for the county to pay. I think it could only be a benefit to the county because of money will come for Homeland Security based on these counts. Money comes for roads and other, you know, education and those kinds of things. So from what I understand from the Complete Count Committee and Census.gov is that, you know, creating this committee would help us to be able to get a more accurate count, and how we do that is determined by us, but it has to come under a governmental entity. I don't know that an individual can do it. Maybe a network of nonprofits can, but you know, my idea was that it would be great for the commissioners to take the lead on this.
Mr. Chair, can I make a motion that we table this at least till next month till we find out more information? Look into if there would be costs. Look into some other counties that are doing this. Let Caroline send out an email to all the clerks.
Well, you certainly can make a motion. I mean, I don't know, maybe we ought to just move this along, and if we find out there's not a lot going on, then we can always, you know, back off of it. I mean, nothing keeping us doing it if we get involved, and, I agree. Do we want to keep holding it up and holding it up each month, or Commissioner Olshausen?
Well, we already got a bad name, the commissioners that can't do the job and don't do anything. I don't know why we want to stick our nose into the government's job. I mean, that's the government's job, it's not.
It's the federal government.
Yeah, the federal government, not our job.
All right.
And we can work along, they can
All right.
work along with the federal government.
I should add, this doesn't displace any federal.
Yeah, we gotta stick our nose in it and
The
move
fed-
them out of the way, jeez.
the
I think
federal
we just
government-
back off.
All right.
I didn't finish talking. so.
Yeah, at this time, let's check.
Well,
Are we gonna vote?
Yeah,
now,
let's
I
do
just
it.
say-
Are we gonna vote to table, or?
I withdraw my motion to table.
I was gonna say,
Call the vote.
Call vote.
Yeah, there's already a motion.
I know, who seconded that first motion, though I kind of had a computer.
I
She
second.
did,
Thank you.
but then I withdrew it, and now I'm saying call the vote.
Yeah, but you're not withdrawing the original.
Not the
No,
original.
no, no.
Okay,
The
so
second
roll
motion.
call, please.
Okay. Commissioner Garber,
No.
Commissioner Marks.
Yes.
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
Commissioner Webster,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
No.
Commissioner McMaster,
Yes.
Chairman Root.
Yes, motion passes. And then with that understanding, the motion will pass, and we will get our information from our clerk. We'll get more information from other counties, and we'll continue moving forward. As of right now, business is done, and we'll wait on forming the committee and appointing a chairman until we have the rest of our information.
All right.
All right. Commissioner McMaster, did you have anything else to add to your report there, minutes maybe?
I believe so. Item D, move to approve the minutes of April 8th, 2019 Economic and Physical Development Committee meeting.
Second.
Motion and second, discussion on these minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion passes.
Mr. Chairman, that completes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner McMaster. We'll move on to County Finance and Administration, Commissioner Plum.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move to adopt resolution number 19-04-03 to adopt the county's final equalization values for 2019 and authorize the board chair and county clerk to execute all documents as necessary.
Support.
We have a motion and a support. Any discussion on this? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Marks,
Yes.
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
Commissioner Webster,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
Commissioner McMaster,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Chairman Root.
Yes. Motion passes.
I move to pursuant to the adoption of the county's final 2019 equalization values, approve the total equalized valuations form L4024 and the final equalized valuations by local jurisdiction form L-4037 and authorize the board chair and the county clerk to execute any documents as necessary.
Second. A motion and a second. Commissioner Marks, discussion on this one? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
Commissioner Webster,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
Commissioner McMaster,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Marks,
Yes.
Chairman Root.
Yes. Motion passed.
I move to approve contracts with Watkins, Ross and Company for actuarial evaluations of other post-employment benefits, OPEB, with regard to general county obligations and to the medical care facility, which are required for completion of the annual audit, and authorize the coordinator to execute all documents. The cost of the evaluations for fiscal year 2018 is $5,900. For the general county obligations and of the evaluations, $5,300 for the medical care facility. Under the agreements, we can obtain the valuations for next year's audit, fiscal year 2018, at $2,000 for the general county and $1,700 for the medical care facility.
Support?
We have a motion and support. Any discussion on this lengthy motion? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Webster,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
Commissioner McMaster,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Marks,
Yes.
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
Chairman Root.
Yes. Motion passes.
I move to approve the minutes of April 8th, 2019, Finance Administrative Committee meeting.
Support?
We have a motion and support. Discussion on the minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Motion passes.
Mr. Chairman, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Plowman. Move right into Public Safety and Courts then. Commissioner Webster.
Item A, I move to approve a $935.12 upward adjustment to the board's previously approved payment of $3,743.76 to Cranball Farms for the care of neglected livestock taken into custody by animal control from May 24th to October 14, 2018, to correct a mistake of fact. The adjusted amount is $4,678.88 to be paid from line item 101-603-840.000.
We have a motion and support. Discussion on this motion. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
Commissioner McMaster,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Marks,
Yes.
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
Commissioner Webster,
Yes.
Chairman Root.
Yes. Motion passes.
Item B, I move to authorize $250 to be paid to Leanne Soskill for transporting neglected livestock from where seized to Cranwell Farms for caretaking and disposition in connection with a criminal prosecution, line item 101-603-840.000.
Second. Motion and second. Discussion on this. Another roll call vote, please.
Commissioner McMaster,
Yes.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Marks,
Yes.
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
Commissioner Webster,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
Chairman Root.
Yes. Motion passed.
Item C, I move to authorize animal control to purchase a 2019 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 four-wheel drive double cab truck from Hank Graff Chevrolet of Davison in the amount of $28,749.50, with $21,230 paid out of Animal Control Donations Fund, and the remaining $7,519.50 paid from the sale of the 2012 Tahoe from the Sheriff's Office fleet and the Military 1033 Fund.
Second. Motion and second. Discussion on this motion. Another roll call, please.
Commissioner Garber,
Yes.
Commissioner Marks,
Yes.
Commissioner Plowman,
Yes.
Commissioner Webster,
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen,
Yes.
Commissioner McMaster,
Yes.
Chairman Root.
Yes. Motion passes.
Item D, I move to approve the minutes of the April 9th, 2019 Public Safety and Courts Committee meeting.
Support.
The motion and support on the minutes. Public Safety and Courts Committee, do we have any discussion on those minutes? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Same. Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, this concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Webster. Health and Human Services, Commissioner Garber.
First agenda item, approve an addendum to the Mid-State Health Network Region 5 Intergovernmental Agreement approved by the board at the 12/12/18 board meeting, and authorize the coordinator or board chair to execute all necessary documents.
Second. Motion and second. Any discussion on the motion? See if I can get a roll call on it. All right, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Item B, authorize the health department to hire a temporary summer intern for personal community health at a rate of $12.30 per hour with no other benefits. It is also noted that this position is funded by the Cook Foundation.
Support.
Motion and support, discussion on this motion. A roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Marks?
Yes.
Commissioner Plowman?
Yes.
Commissioner Webster?
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen?
Yes.
Commissioner McMaster?
Yes.
Commissioner Garber?
Yes.
Chairman Root?
Yes. Motion passes.
Item C, authorize the health department to contract with the Shiawassee County Fair for commercial space during the 2019 county fair in the amount of $360 and authorize the health director to sign all necessary documents.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Do we have any discussion on this motion? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Plowman?
Yes.
Commissioner Webster?
Yes.
Commissioner Holzhausen?
Yes.
Commissioner McMaster?
Yes.
Commissioner Garber?
Yes.
Commissioner Marks?
Yes.
Chairman Root?
Yes. Motion passes.
Item D, reappoint Bruce Cadwalader, Kirby Vogel, and Vicki Bocek to the Shiawassee County Community Mental Health Authority Board for a 3-year term from 4/1/19 to 3/31/2022, or until a successor is appointed, and authorize the coordinator or board chair to execute all necessary documents.
Support.
Motion and support on three appointments to the Health and Wellness Board. Any discussion on this? Yes, Commissioner Holmes.
Yeah, I'm on that board, and those people have been on there several years. They seem to be doing a good job.
All right. Anything else? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Motion passed.
Item E, approve the minutes of the April 9th, 2019 Health and Human Services Committee meeting.
Support.
Motion and support. Discussion on the minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. And motion carries.
And we conclude my report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Garber. At this point, we're moving to chairperson. A little bit of discussion. I think all of you have gotten my emails on the finance office and the finance position, our finance director, I think. I'm gonna have a meeting tomorrow, 8:30. I would like, I have Commissioner McMaster committed. If Commissioner Plowman can attend, that would be
I can.
nice, okay. And Monday, also at 1 p.m., I am going to meet with our accounting firm, and I would encourage a few of our commissioners, Commissioner Plowman.
Monday at 1?
Monday at 1,
Yeah, I can do
to meet and come and discuss some of the issues we have going on. I cannot continue to be the only one that takes these emails on and takes these requests and hears from them. So I don't want to keep being the guy that seems like I'm beating the drum and then I got an axe to grind. So I'd like commissioners to start hearing these things from the professionals we're paying, because I know the commissioners are going to be quite upset when they see another bill from Maynard, Costerian, whatever they are, when we have full-time staff in the positions. So we're, you know, I just think it's time that everyone get involved and everyone say, I mean, I know we can't violate open meetings and we gotta kind of come in shifts, but I think they'll be here all day Monday with audit prep. So it's gonna be good for us to shuffle in here and really get I mean, they're ready to have a frank discussion to let us know exactly what's going on. Because I don't know that we're really getting exactly what's going on. We hear
Will that
it,
meeting be here in this
it'll
room?
be here right in this room.
I'll be here.
So tomorrow at 8:30 and Monday at 1, correct?
Yes, yes.
I got a meeting at 12, but maybe if we get out of there, I'll stop over.
Okay, appreciate it.
Shiawassee Economic is Monday at noon, so.
Yeah, you can't be getting out of your meeting here.
No.
But no, I just think, you know, I've been looking into this, I've been doing it. It's stressful enough for me to be the only one that takes on these complaints and these headaches, and I mean, and I can't be one that alone makes the decisions and you know, and I don't wanna seem as though I'm the one pointing a finger. I mean, I'm hearing things, and I'm relaying them, or it looks like I'm the bad guy relaying the bad information, but, I mean, there's professionals that are telling us, guys, you know, do you want us doing this full-time, you want us to do this part-time, do you wanna pay them and us? What do you guys wanna keep doing here? Because what you're doing is not cost-effective for you, for this county, for the residents. So, I mean, I know we got a lot going on, but it's like, we need to hone in on this. I mean, I know we got a jail going, I know we got other issues we've got. We've got commissioners attending road commission now, because we've got stuff we wanna figure out there. But this is us, this is what we're tasked to do, this is our responsibility as a board of commissioners, is our finances, and this is what we need to, all the rest of this stuff will work out. We've got department heads and people that are in place that can figure some of the other stuff out for us, we can lean on. But this, I think we need to tackle and be. Yes, Commissioner.
I get your emails, and I've been saying it all along that we gotta do something. So
I know you have, Commissioner.
I'm on board.
And I think everyone has been reading them, and everyone's
Yeah,
been kind of
doing it.
confused as to how to take what's happening, or
Yeah.
how to approach it, you know, because it's not easy to just approach it right in a public meeting and on the spot, but.
We'll have to in time. so-
Well, I know, but you know.
In all fairness, I have been receiving the emails, but I'm up to speed.
Well, get up to speed.
I'm up
Get
to speed.
So, but that's all I have. Other than that, you know, everybody pulling their weight, everyone's doing well. Obviously, we know we have a new face this month, with the passing of Commissioner Horvath, so.
I don't think the newspapers got the message yet. They still got Horace's name and phone number in the paper.
Well, that's okay. That's okay.
I don't know where she is, but.
She left.
I know we have a new face, and I think everybody's.
I'm not just saying it's bad, but I just, you know.
It needs to be updated.
But everybody's been doing a good job. I think we're all kind of pulling in the same direction. So, yes.
John Horvath's service is Sunday, May 19, I want to say. Is that a Sunday? Yes, May 19th. And I'll have to double check. It's either 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 at the Comstock Inn.
May 19th?
May 19th.
We'll have meetings before, so you can
Yeah.
turn that up.
I'll firm that up.
Okay.
I was looking for my phone to see if I had the text from his
At the
wife.
Comstock?
Yeah, they're gonna do a celebration of life. I'm gonna officiate a small service, and I don't know where the service is gonna fall in there, but sometime in that time frame. So just kind of save the date, and I'll get you some exact details.
Appreciate it, thank you. And that's really all I have at this point, if we want to move to the other agenda items.
We get an update on our pole barn, green office / grounds and maintenance building.
Next jail.
I've been out there.
So they're building it already?
Next jail out there?
Yeah.
Before the election, they've already started building it?
I've been out there, I got pictures from the start with the footings, I got pictures all on my camera. I was just out there today again, just go through. I usually, if I go out there, I usually take another pair of boots. I got some boots I put on because it's muddy around there. They got the roof all on the pole building. They got the roof all on, the windows all on the office building. They got the soffit all on there. Last I heard, Collard was ready to pour the pole cement. Once they get that poured, they'll put the, petition it off in there.
Right.
And then they gotta pour the cement outside. They want, they told me the sidewalks for the office building. And then they're gonna move the guys inside and start finishing off.
So once
It's
we have
all
a-
petitioned in there, but they gotta
Right.
start
Do
petitioning.
we have a target, like a soft finish
Well, we
date
got a
yet?
month, I mean, probably be a couple months, but, you know, we got time up there.
So how much time do we have till? Is that till?
We got
I
a
don't
year or
remember,
so.
June, July?
Yeah, we got lots of time, so.
I don't
We got
remember.
longer than that. What did
Yeah.
we do it in August? And we
Is
had
that
18
what it
months
was?
from August or October.
Oh,
We got lots of time, so there's not
Okay.
not
But I want
critical.
to say it was June or
The
July.
public
1st.
defenders moved out of there, the youth people moved downstairs, so they're out of there, so the only place is the 4-H building and the, you know, and the drain office, they're doing good, the
Yeah.
buildings and grounds, he's got the old building, they're gonna have a Cadillac when they get there. I mean, that pole barn is like 200 foot long and 60 foot wide, and, I mean, it's like 14, they wanted it 16, 18 foot high, but I decided to have it down a little lower. I think it's only 14 foot high, so you can, I mean, it's gonna be,
They're,
they're gonna have bathrooms out there and everything else, and each apartment's gonna have it heated for their own equipment. I mean, It's gonna be really nice, so.
Mr. Plum?
Yeah, it's moving right along. Parents there every day, their workforce, after they finished, of course, the health, they're out there. And if the weather stays decent, they're moving right along. We might be surprised if they're in June.
Yeah.
I mean, at least
In a
in,
couple months, they're
Yeah.
pretty sick.
yeah, the structure's up, they got
Not unless
it.
they fall asleep or something.
You have to be out again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 18 months from October of last year.
Oh, okay.
We
So that's-
We'll make it excellent.
Yeah, there's no reason.
That's through March
No.
of next year.
If they got emergency someplace else a couple of days, I think they can take it, so we're not.
Yeah.
We got Larry's done, well, he wants to have an open house, but he wants to get the landscaping done before he has the open house and the ribbon cutting and everything. I mean, he's got twice as much room, he's got conference rooms, he's got bathrooms, he's got everything nice over there, really.
Thank you,
And
Commissioner
a public
Rose.
defender, are you happy over there? You got lots of room, so you step up
We're
here.
very pleased.
Yeah.
It's shortly for painting, but it's nice to have the.
Yeah, he's got lots of room for offices and everything, so.
Real good.
Perfect.
There was extra room,
Any-
district court's got storage over there, they got
Scroll
strictly
down just a
room
little bit more.
for just storage over there, because they had extra rooms. Tim bought some new, racks, and they got cleared the ceiling, all full of boxes there, they got even empty racks yet, so.
Good.
It's coming along, yeah.
Yeah. all that.
Anything else before I move on?
No, I can talk about it.
All right, any other agenda items for any of the commissioners? Want to come before the board? Any discussion? All right, now we'll move into the second opportunity for the public to address the board. I have no slips.
Slip out of here.
Mr. Shepherd?
Oh.
By your own admittance, this county's willing to help out veterans from your testimony. So you've got a building right next to where we would like to try to plant the few trailers. It's not 100 trailers, it's not a mobile home park, it's just a few trailers. You're gonna have a facility that has bathrooms and showers in it right next to it. There's no need for plumbing. If you can fathom, all that we're asking is just that little plot right behind where you planted the pole barn. My next question is, how much funding is this county going to put towards pushing the $35 million jail?
Not a penny,
Not a penny.
not a penny. There's nothing expended from the county, that actually would be illegal.
Okay. I just wanted to make clear on that. It's not going to
You're
pass.
paying for the ballots.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're already
That
wasting
comes out of the
We don't pay for
$27,000.
advertising, we don't pay for signs, we
We
don't
don't
pay
charge
for,
the
we don't pay for
sheriff
people to go walk and hit doors, we don't pay for pamphlets printed up, pay for any of that stuff.
Well, I just don't see it happening. I hope you have a better plan to approach the public. We the people are tired of paying taxes. I've talked to numerous of people my age and older age, can't afford it. They support it, but they can't afford it. I mean, we've got over 60% of our incomes going to the government to subsidize programs that we don't need. We don't need another mega jail. We might need another jail, but we don't need a mega jail that's going to be accommodating to all the other counties around Michigan or federal agencies or whatever. Genesee's got a jail that's got 580 beds in it. They've got over 200,000 people in that county. We can't compare to their county. We can't compare to other large counties like Saginaw. It's got 100,000 people or more. We've got 69,000 people short of that. We don't need 200 and some beds. By per capita, we only need 0.01% to house criminals, and they don't need all the elaborate amenities that you're calling for in this jail. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, can I ask a couple questions for clarification? Sure. What showers would we be letting these people use?
No, we don't need any questions with,
No.
no.
Let's move.
Do we have any other public comment at this time? All right, if not, we're adjourned. Thank you.
I need signatures.
Now you can ask.
Yep.
questions.
Will do.
Matt,